In fact, guys, one of the moments, the reasons I want to talk about this awkward silence is because, you'll face awkward silence in a lot of ways, not just in comedy. When you pass out of here, okay, you might have a new strategy that you want to implement in your company and you think it's a great idea, but nobody gives a damn. You might have a great idea of a public policy or for a think tank and nobody pays attention. You face awkward silence. Like we had this game today, right? I think, who's this? I think that was you, right? That you were walking around and on a musical background, some people were doing background music. I am talking to you, I'm sorry, this happens a lot. And the background singers were seeing there's not too much response, a little awkward, their energy kept tripping and going up. But at the end, you made a YIF reference, and that's when the whole room exploded, right? You got a big applause break. So what this teaches us and what comedy in general teaches us is don't be afraid of the silence. Because sometimes after the longest silence, you'll get the funniest punchline. We also had a game where we had this argument thing going on, right? I didn't realize that in most cases people were just arguing over each other. Nobody could actually hear anything. You couldn't hear anything in the whole room as well. Yeah? Like sometimes, a comedian gets heckled by the audience. Yeah? There'll be some guy who'll get too drunk, okay, who wants to shout and get attention, so he's probably from Haryana. And what does he shout? Hey, tu funny nahi hai. Now if I also shout back, ha, tu bhi funny nahi hai. I'm like, dude, I get paid to do this, right? But in this exercise, just at one moment, I dropped my volume and I started talking to the other guy. And then I could hear him. Which made me realize that, the moment instead of reacting, you start responding. You go from chaos to conversation. You go from conflict to communication. And what kind of communication is the most effective? Yeah? Person? One way you connect. I think, is there somebody named Ashna in the group anywhere? Okay. There was one in the first group yesterday, I think, in the morning one. Yeah. Okay. Were you the one who spoke about being an introvert or something like that? Why do you think I remember your name? There you go. I can relate. I am also a socially awkward introvert. In fact, all the socially awkward introverts give me a cheer. If you're cheering, you can't be introverts. So realize this is how a connection is created when you make it relatable. Okay, let me ask you another question. We need to wrap this up quickly. Let me ask you another question. How long do you think a comedian takes to make 30 minutes of good material? Okay, just a 30-minute act. How long do you think it takes?
A week.
1 week? 1 month? 15 days? 3 months? Okay. Yeah.
Lifetime.
Lifetime?
Good experience of a lifetime.
Yeah. On the spot. Sure. If I was doing that, I'd be just performing in Wembley Stadium or something. What if I told you that it's at least a year and a half to make 30 minutes of good material? But what is the source of that material? That comes from a lifetime. All the 4 jobs that I worked in, I struggled. But each of those struggles now go ahead and make up the material for my corporate comedy show. So if somebody asks you what are the building blocks for success, it is each of your failures and your struggles. I think Asif said in one of the workshops, right at the start somewhere, that whatever hurts instructs. So effectively, you actually end up learning from all your struggles. All the material that I've created for my show comes from the struggles and from the failures. And we've spoken a lot about the parallels between comedy and theatre, and movies as well. The only place where there's a difference is in comedy, there is no retake. Once you failed, that's it. And you can't blame anyone else. There is no other director, there's no cast, there's no one else. You're everything. But the good thing about comedy is it does teach you to deal with failure as well. In fact, 2 years ago, this happened to me. I poured my heart out to this girl. I really liked her. And she responded with those 4 crushing words. Let's just be friends. And I was like, if I wasn't a comedian, I would have responded differently. But I said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and write a funny blog post. And guys, that's what I did. And she read that and she said, that's the cutest thing anyone's ever written. Okay. And she did. We actually started dating, guys. Which just goes to show you, sometimes even if your initial marketing is bad, if the product is this good. Guys, as they say at the Canvas Laugh Club, my name is Vikram Podar. My Twitter handle is @boardroomcomedy. And you guys have been an amazing audience. Thank you and take care.